Real quick before we start, Adjanu?
Yeah.
That's your first name? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I mean, I will probably still fuck it up live because I have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're live anyway. All right.
I even noticed. But
Yep.
yeah, usually people get it real bad. So. Yeah.
Oh, well, welcome, everybody. This is not exactly how I meant to start this, but I forgot to hit the live button, but fuck it. You know what? New book, who dis? Welcome, everyone.
Chaos. Chaos as far as the eye can see.
Well, welcome. And we're going to be talking about Aslan the Awakening. But first, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Like,
All right,
what kind of stuff do you love? What you reading right now?
So right now I'm reading The Gen, and I'm reading Night of Abyss.
Ooh.
Yep. And so a little bit about myself. I'm from Haiti, in the Caribbeans. I came here when I was about 11 years old, right? And I live in Connecticut now.
Nice.
And I'm a budget analyst in the military, and I've been writing. I've been telling stories for as long as I can remember. I remember when I was a little kid, I would have like toys, and I would be under the table, and I would be playing with them, like making stories.
Yeah.
And the next day, I would wake up and pick up right where I left off. Yep. And I actually didn't start reading comic books until maybe a couple years ago, because
Really?
like I didn't even know what comic books were like growing up. It was either television or just playing with your toys. Like there were no adventure, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. My as I was telling you backstage, my dad actually got me into comics, at an early age, kind of at the same time as I was like watching some of the cartoons. So that really just kind of ingrained it in me from a young age. But that whole thing with telling stories with your figures, totally. You got the good guys over here doing this thing, but you got the bad guys over here, and you pick up that structure. From the stuff that you read, the stuff that you watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember there were times I didn't have action figures, and I used to make these toys from paper, right? Like I would, I would make the, make the little man from paper, and then just make those be the action
totally.
Figures.
I would draw. My dad started teaching me how to draw it. I would always doodle as a kid, but I would draw little representations of like Batman and Robin and Spider-Man, and just I'd cut them out or tear them out. Actually,
I can't draw at all. So,
well, I couldn't draw back then either, but but yeah, it's that's kind of where it started,
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, Flying Feline. Thank you for joining us this evening. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. So what was the first comic that you started reading? What got you into reading comics, I guess is what I'm asking.
So I actually when I went to basic training for the military, one of my friends introduced me. Like I used to, in our off time, like when we weren't getting messed up, I would be sitting down with him, and then he'll be like, just tell me a story. And I would just make up a story, right? And he was like, you should get into comic books.
Yeah.
And then, like, he told me a few to read, and then he would send them to me, like, after we got home, and that's how I started reading them. That's actually how I found out about crowdfunding, too. Because I didn't even know it was something that was possible. In my head, it was like, comic books, you got to have a lot of money to make those, or you just got to be a really good artist. Like,
you got to have a corporation backing you behind or something like that. Yeah. No. The funny thing about the crowdfunding scene now is that the independent DIY spirit is very much the same as it was in the 80s. There was a black and white indie publishing, movement back in the 80s. That's where we got the Ninja Turtles from. The early 80s, there was a whole bunch of independent comic book publishers. I mean, you had a couple grand and, found a good printer, you were off to the races, going to conventions, local shops. I mean, you had to hoof it, you had to hustle, you had to call people, you had to go to shows, you had to get the word out there, had to put ads out. But if it caught on like it did for the Ninja Turtles, You know, and that scene eventually gave us, you know, what we got in the 90s with The Crow and whatnot. So that independent spirit is there. We just have more access to people. We can contact people all over the world now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at the Australian contingent we have. You know, all the Aussies over there on the other side of the globe.
Yeah.
You know, like just people everywhere. And what brings us together? This love of story, this love of comics. You know, telling good stories, being entertained. You know, beautiful artwork. You know, one of my favorite things about comics is just being able to look at a page and just be told a story.
Yeah.
You know, because that was my introduction. I mean, like I said, when my dad introduced me to comics, I couldn't necessarily read them. You know, I'm just looking at the pictures, trying to follow along what's going on, and I'm kind of like making up my own adventure in my head, what they're saying, and kind of like you do with the action figures, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember learning to read, and just like this fog lifted, and it was just like this full understanding. You know what I mean? So yeah. That's awesome. So what was that? What was the first comic that you like? If there's a specific one, what was the first one that you're like, damn, this is good? Like I didn't know comics could be this good.
Like it was a Spider-Man comic, but I don't remember exactly which one.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, Spider-Man is probably my favorite character of all time.
Yeah.
But I watch mainly a lot of anime. Like a lot of anime got me into like telling stories too, like or in cartoons, anime cartoons, all of them. Yeah,
they've got some pretty intense and layered stories too. I mean, you got the surface stuff, but then there's a lot of stuff that goes deeper in those shows that a lot of people miss just because flashy animation and fighting and whatnot. But yeah, there's a lot of layered storytelling in those. Anime was actually something that I used to really love as well, but I kind of stopped paying attention to it around, God, I think 2001. Like it was 2002. Yeah.
Have you ever seen Princess Mononoke? I think that.
Oh
was before. That was a big one for me. Like that, yes. I probably watched that like 100 times. That's probably my favorite cartoon of all time.
It's an amazing feat. Just the animation, the storytelling, is beautiful. Man, it's been a while since I watched that one actually. But yeah, it's a beautiful one. You ever watch Spirited Away?
Yeah.
I mean, and pretty much any Studio Ghibli, you can't go wrong. I mean, as far as like visual storytelling goes and animation, just amazing. I think the first anime that I ever watched was, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but I mean, Akira, Akira and Ghost of the Shell, like those were two that, and I didn't pick them up necessarily because somebody told me to. I picked them up because I saw them in, I saw something about Akira in Wizard, I saw an ad for it. And then went to Blockbuster and I saw that, and I saw Ghost in the Shell, and it just looked cool, so I picked both of those up. And then, I would keep going back to Blockbuster and renting VHS tapes of Armitage 3, Vampire Hunter D, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I exhausted just about every single anime tape they had at Blockbuster. Yeah. And then, once the DVDs took over, it was all the same stuff. So, yeah.
What about like Lion King? Did you like Lion King?
Lion King?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually still have my VHS tape from Lion King.
Yeah. So when I was a kid at our house, sometimes, like there would be. It's like you couldn't really watch TV because we had really poor broadcast. Stuff, but anyways, so we would have tapes, and I remember I watched the Lion King tape like over and over and over and over.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the songs, the bright colors, the story, the animation on that movie is still amazing to this day. I honestly, I miss the hand animated stuff that Disney used to do. Yeah. Like I don't know, to me at least, there's a prestige to it. You know what I mean? There's a certain level of I don't know. Like I said, prestige, I guess, is the only word I can think of right now. There's a certain level of soul to it. Like it feels, I don't know, feels more real than like a 3D animated movie. You know what I mean? Because it's actually there. It's animated. It's on cells. They actually had to hand draw it. I don't know. It feels like there's more substance to it than something 3D. And I understand that 3D requires a lot of, time and all that and rigging. I mean, I used to do some of that shit, but I don't know. Hand-drawn animation to me will always hold a much more much more weight to me, just because of the level of involvement and commitment it requires. What's going on, Kevlar? Welcome, Matt. Good to see you, man.
What's up, Kevlar?
Ever seen Arcane? No, I don't think I have.
I've seen Arcane. Arcane, I think that it's on Netflix, right? Like the one on Netflix right now.
Okay.
If it is, then yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good.
All
I think
right.
it's 2D and 3D combined, like.
Oh yeah.
Insane. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, some of the new combinations of the 2D and 3D, like using the 3D to like quickly do the background while you have like a traditionally drawn character, that's totally cool. I love that. That's using the technology to your advantage, but still maintaining, some level of that, quality.
Yeah.
What's going on, Replicant? Welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out. Yo, what's up? Good stuff. Crack back every day, Bo. What's going on? Welcome, Comic Book Bob. Welcome. It's amazing, like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse good. Okay. All right. Very cool. It's Into the Spider-Verse used a lot of different animation styles, which was cool because it definitely got the feeling across of like being from different, realities. Because you're looking at them, you're like, just not, that doesn't quite jibe with the rest of this. Yeah. It's good stuff. All right. So, let's see. I asked you about your first comic book. Let's see. What was so is what was your influence, I guess? What made you want to, I mean, we talked about, always telling stories, but what made you really want to do comics as opposed to like maybe trying to do a video game or try to do a novel or something like that? What made you choose comics to tell this story?
So I actually wrote a novel before.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
I wrote a novel and I figured out real quick I did not like writing novels.
Okay, fair enough.
So and then I actually did a few other like small like video type cartoons, and then I just fell in love with it. Like just seeing your imagination being put on paper, it was just like I love that feeling, and I just like started making comic books.
Hell yeah! All right, yeah, that works. And comics are a unique medium to tell stories in. Because you can do things, you can do things that you can do in a novel, but you've also got the advantage of having that visual, and not just like a page of illustration in a novel visual, but like visual storytelling. So you can really push something home if you need to. You can emphasize things without necessarily having to be overly wordy about it.
Mm-hmm. Like in a comic book, you could have your character punching somebody in the face and telling you a story as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you get that visual impact while you're reading the story. Now you can do that in a novel, but you've really got to describe. You gotta cut back and forth via words, as opposed to you've got the words and then you see the picture. Yep. So yeah, all right, very cool. Let's go ahead and bring up the campaign here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. And all right. Should we run the trailer first before we get into the page?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You guys hear it? I kept trying to adjust the screen to see if I could make it just a little bit bigger so we could see it a little better, but it did not seem to necessarily work. Okay, yep. Why are you still showing me you? Oh, okay. Come on, Chrome. I know you can do. There you go. Chrome, it just works. Yeah, okay. Up until it doesn't. Okay, so tell us about Aslan the Awakening.
So so the story takes place in this world known as Margo, right?
Okay.
And in Margo, there's this being known as the Ujda, right? And the Ujda is pretty much the ruler of the land. He has a crown of power, and then in that crown is like whoever holds that crown has like the most powerful being in that land, right? And now the time of the Ujda is coming to an end, and he's looking for somebody else to take up the crown, but he doesn't want to give it to neither humans nor magical beings because both sides hate each other, right? So what he does is he creates a challenge, but he creates four realms that someone that's worthy will go into and pass a test at each one of them and earn the crown. The magical beings don't want the humans to get it because they see that the humans are going to destroy the land. The humans are going to cut down all the trees.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. And the magical beings, their life essence is from the trees, right? So they're looking at that, and the humans think like they don't want to live in fear of the magical beings anymore. They want to get the crown for themselves because they think they should be the ones to rule. Yep. So the story is pretty much following Aslan, who is half human and half magical. He's half magical being, and he's looking to prove that he belongs in this world and to bring peace to all.
Okay. So he is of both worlds.
Yep.
So he can bring peace. So this is Aslan right here.
Yep. So he's from both worlds, but it's like neither side accepts him.
Right.
Yep.
It's usually how that goes. Of both, wanted by neither. All right, so I'm seeing like some black lightning powers going on here. What does Aslan do?
So Aslan has the power of order and chaos. So every character is gonna have a balance within themselves. Like either like for example, Zion, he has which one is it? I think he has temperance and something else. Like I'm on the spot right now, but every being has like a balance within themselves, and so pretty much
it was kind of fitting that the stream started off chaotic.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
But so Aslan has order and chaos, but the chaos side is the one that takes over the most. So people humans don't like him because they're afraid of him because his power is uncontrollable.
Some gorgeous interior artwork, man.
Thank you.
So who's your artist?
Jacob Noble.
Excellent. Yeah, this is very, very pretty stuff. Love the color work. See, I know when I was scrolling through. Here we go. I know when I was scrolling through earlier, you've got character descriptions on here.
So this character was Aslan. So so he has gluttony and temperance. All right, that's what it was.
Okay, spirit of gluttony and temperance. And that's the Ujda.
That's the Ujda character.
Yeah. And he's the one that has the crown, and he's looking to pass it on, but he's got to set up the challenge.
And this is Gaia. Gaia is not really looking for the crown. She just wants what's best for the earth.
Right.
Yep.
Even if it means destroying the humans.
And this is Draken. And this is just as Draken, and you could say this is the antagonist in the story. Like he wants the crown to have the power, and also because he has like personal reasons to want to destroy the humans.
Evil is not born, it is taught. Nice. Kaisi?
Kaisi, she's like, so she's from like the poor side of the land, right? And she thinks, and she want to earn the crown so she can bring balance for all, because she thinks if Zion gets it, Zion will just give the elites more power, and
right.
they're gonna just, and then the poor people are just gonna keep being pawns. So she want to get it to bring balance for all. This is Brew Rock. He's the general, pretty much the person in charge of the human army, and he absolutely hates the magical beings.
Okay. And he's also the mentor to both Aslan and Zion.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting. So he hates the magical beings. Does this mean that he's using technology, or does he use magic as well?
He also has one of the 7 powers. I think he has greed. He has greed and generosity, and
okay.
But he can control the metal. Like, one of his powers is controlling metal, so that's why he's creating the metal from that metal ball.
Okay. He's got the spheres, so he's transmuting it into a weapon. Very cool. All right. Oh, cool. You've got the tiers down here. We don't even need to scroll back up. Ha! This is brilliant. Everybody else take
some of those tiers are no longer available. So I put new ones up there.
Oh, okay. Well, nuts. All right, so we'll scroll back up. This is a very nice graphic here. Ooh, look at the t-shirt and a hoodie. Wow. Flying Feline is all about the Gaia.
Yeah. A lot of people seem to like the Gaia character most.
Yeah, just want to protect the land. How can you not? This is a cool character design. It very very much reminds me almost of like the Monkey King.
Yeah, Wukong. You know? That's who I looked at, and I was like, inspiration.
Yeah, totally.
Because Wukong is like it's pretty much the most powerful being there is. Right, like you can't defeat him. Right, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go after something like that.
Okay. Yeah. She says, "Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, obviously."
Oh.
All right. Scrolling. Okay, so featured tier variant cover C plus issue 0.
So issue 0 will just it's pretty much a background on how everything happened and why there's a reason for the crown. Like, it gives further details on what happened that made him want to split the crown.
Okay. How many pages is the issue 0?
It's 6 pages, and then the issue 1 is 24 pages.
Awesome. How many issues are you shooting for? How big is this story, man?
So I'm shooting right now. I'm shooting for like 17, right?
Okay.
But yeah. if like it picks up in the middle, I might add on more, like some arcs, some like
some side quests.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Very cool. So you got more stories that you can tell with him within this universe, but the main story that you got planned out right now is about 17 issues.
Yep. So in that world, getting the crown is like that's just opening up the story, because after you get the crown, there's things that still got to be done. Like,
of course,
because the Ujda was protecting the land from what he was keeping peace, but he was also protecting the land from other things that's trying to come within. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's not just the crown; it's the responsibility that the crown brings as well.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. I mean, and this is a great price, $17 for a 24-page book.
And that one is 17 because I just love that cover. And after the Indiegogo's done, I'm not selling that cover anymore.
Oh, okay. So this is the only place to get this cover, this variant cover.
The other ones are less.
Okay. Oh, okay. And you can buy Bouzi a cold one.
Yeah. I'm sometimes.
Hey, every now and then you gotta kick back with a cold one.
Yeah.
Or a hot one. Every now and then. I mean, 'tis the season for hot toddies, right?
Yeah. Man, talking about this is the season. So I'm from the Caribbean, right?
Right.
So up until I came here, I've never seen snow. Like I used to see television where they would have kids going outside playing in snow.
Oh yeah,
snow angels, like building a snowman. I was like, man, I can't wait to come to the United States and do that. Man, I came here in the middle of winter. I was like, what? It was all lies.
Oh yeah, they glamorize it, and it's fun to visit. It's fun for like a day or two. But when you got to dig your car out of it, and you got to drive in it, and you got to deal with other people driving in it, I'm right there with you. I don't miss that at all.
Yeah, I had a whole bucket list, and I had built a snowman. I went inside, took that right out. Like, that ain't happening.
Fuck this shit.
Like, that's not happening. I was mad.
I don't care anymore. It's too fucking cold out. No, I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm down in Florida, so so I'm down in Florida. So I know. But I went to college up in New Hampshire. Yeah. So I lived through that shit for a while. Yeah. I mean, and I'm from northern Indiana, so I'm from the land of the ice and snow. But yeah, I got used to living down in Florida, and then went to college up north. Just like
I went to visit family members in Florida. They were like, "You guys up there are a bunch of snowbirds." Like I was like, wow, like I've never been insulted so bad in my life before. Like snowbirds. I couldn't even say anything. Like you warm weather bird. Like I couldn't. That would be like a good thing. Mm-hmm. But
yeah. I don't know. I mean, if I suppose living up in snow, if I had like a 4-wheel drive vehicle, it would have been better. But I remember backing out of a space, turning around and like trying to go up this hill in my car and sliding back down. Trying to go up this little hill to get out of the parking lot in my car. And then on the third try, the car just kind of spun around and I went right back into the parking spot that I had been in. And I was just like, you know what, fuck this. Man. Turned off the car, got out, went back inside, and just didn't worry about the errand I was going to try to run that day.
Man, the worst part was like having to wait for like the school bus when it's cold, like when it's like 2 degrees outside, like that. That used to be the worst.
Yeah. Especially if it's any kind of moist outside, because the wind will just cut right through you. Yeah. Yep. Just a friend of mine actually tweeted something earlier today about how it was 25 where he's at, but it feels like 10. He's like, this is some fucking bullshit.
But I had one of my cousins come here during spring. I think it was like May, so it was like 50, and he put on a coat and everything. He's like going outside, like, oh my god, it's cold. I'm like, what? Like you think it's cold outside now? You think it's cold? It's 50. Like we're happy now. Like for us, we're about
this
to
walk. This is short sleeve shirt weather. Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah. No, I prefer like into 50s to 60s. That's perfect for me. Yeah. Not too hot, not too cold. It's just perfect. Good. Yeah. All right. So Margosian Citizen. What is so this is just the regular issue. Number 1, this is all right. And the issue 0 is just a PDF?
Well, this one, the Citizen, is the digital. Like you're just getting digital issues of issue 1 and 0.
Okay, so this is the digital tier. Very cool. Okay. All right. And then this is the actual printed book.
Yep.
Okay. Now, will there ever be a printed version of the issue 0, or is that just a PDF?
So for now, I'm just making it a PDF.
Okay.
If later down the line there's like a demand for it to be like physical, then I'll make it physical.
I mean, if you ever do a special edition of number 1 or something like that, add the issue 0, in the beginning or something. Very cool. Okay, so this is the main cover here.
Yeah.
Is there is there a copy of the main cover somewhere that we can get a better look at it? Because I didn't find it on the main page here.
No, I don't have a copy in here.
Ah, nuts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks cool. Is that same artist? Your interior artist doing?
So issue 0 was done by another artist that I was working with previously, but he thought I was asking for too much detail, so he quit.
Oh.
And then I found like Jacob, and then we just started making the rest. So that's why there's even issue 0. Like, I was just gonna make that the main story at first, and then like he quit, and I didn't want to have like 6 pages by one artist and then the rest by another one, so I just made it into issue 0.
Hey, that's a perfect way to pivot.
No.
That's a perfect way to pivot. All right, so OMI Magical Creature. Mm-hmm. So what are we getting? Oh, T-shirt, the cover B variant. Is that this picture here?
Yep.
Okay. And the character cards. Yep. Cool. Mm-hmm. Oh, and a Lionheart sticker. What?
So you see the like on top where it says rewards, how I have 2 lions. Like, yeah, so if you keep going, it's not a top. Oh, I think it's in the bottom actually. Yeah.
Oh, this.
So yeah, so you get this as a sticker.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. Now, who did your design work? Who designed your logo?
So like I found somebody on Fiverr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found somebody on there, and he did the design for me.
Very cool. Nice. All right, so T-shirt, sticker. So you get the variant cover T-shirt, 2 character cards, and issue 0. Your magical powers have also earned you a Lionheart sticker that transforms your name from bronze to silver in the thank you section. Ah, very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep, so everyone that backs the project is going to have their name written on the back of the book.
Awesome. Let's see. Retail. Oh, okay, cool. So you've got a retailer pack.
Yep.
Excellent.
10 of them and then it's whatever covers you want.
Right.
10 of them. You could mix and match. You could just pick one, however you want it.
That's awesome. And one of the chosen. So as one of the special chosen warriors, you will get all the previous rewards plus the Aslan and Zion poster to keep you motivated throughout your vigorous journey. Oh, cool. Is that this image here?
Yes. So you're gonna get that as a poster, but it's gonna have like I'm gonna write a quote on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And then Aslan's swag.
So that's the cover C, the sticker, and then you're getting the hoodie and the T-shirt.
Okay. Excellent.
We can represent.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that merch, you know. Mm-hmm. See, I love it. I love seeing merch being made because, you know, growing up, we all love to represent the stuff that we the stuff that we love, you know what I mean? So I'm all about the swag and the merch to represent the cool shit that we love.
Okay.
All right, so what is the disciple here?
I think disciple you get. I can't really see because the screen is pretty like.
Oh, okay. It says, as a disciple of the mighty Uja, you have proven yourself worthy of all the previous rewards. A coaster, and you will gain access to the Discord page of the Uja where you will learn secrets only a few know. Nice, for $100. So, do we have an example of the character cards?
Oh, so it's pretty much.
Hey, Joe.
So it's the characters, pretty much the characters, but in the back of it, you're gonna have the logo, but it's gonna be all like the back is gonna be all black, and this is gonna pretty much look like it's popping out of it.
Okay.
And then there's gonna be the name running down, like the name of the character.
Okay. And council member. As a council member, you have reached a level only few can even dream of achieving. As a reward, you will receive all the previous rewards, a poster of the regular cover, and your name will be in gold in the thank you section. Nice. And finally, Uja. As the most powerful being in the land, you deserve all the previous rewards, a poster of the variant cover, and a canvas of your choice. Wow. So like actually printed on a canvas.
Yep. So you get whatever you want on a canvas.
So like any of the pages from the book?
If that's what somebody would want, then yeah.
Okay. Hey man, I'm just let's specify that way people know exactly what they can jump into. I mean, that's awesome. That's almost like getting some original art. I mean, getting something printed on a canvas is pretty damn cool. Especially if it's high quality print on a nice well done canvas. Yeah.
Yeah. So I even had someone go on my Instagram and they just pick like a random character design I had for Gaia that wasn't this one. It was another one that I thought looked too sinister to put on here.
Uh-huh.
And she picked that one. She was like, I like that one. So I was like, all right, sure. Whatever you
want.
Cool.
So, there you go. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So does your artist work I'm guessing they work digitally?
I guess.
Okay, I was just because sometimes there's original art tiers, and if he's working 100% digitally, then there wouldn't be any original art. I know. I just know that a lot of people in the scene they love to collect digital art, especially if an artist mostly works traditionally or mostly works digitally, but then will occasionally do like a traditional page to have something on the campaign. So that's why I ask. That's why.
Yeah, I noticed that too in a lot of other people's campaigns, but this is my first one. This is my first campaign, so I didn't even know what to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I just kind of winged it.
Yeah, no, I mean the campaign looks good. I mean, and the canvas part right here. That's about the level where you would do like an original, like a piece of original art. But I mean, if you're getting something printed on a canvas like that, and you get all the extra stuff, I mean that's pretty cool, man. That's something unique that I have not seen before in a campaign. So, yeah. So when are you looking to fulfill?
So I spoke with a printer already, and I'm trying to finalize a deal with someone for the t-shirts and the hoodies, and I'm estimating that everything will be ready by December 31st, and I'm gonna start sending them out in January.
Oh wow, awesome! That's excellent. You guys heard it here first. Well, probably not first, but you guys heard it here. Fulfilling in January.
And if we get to some of these stretch goals, we'll get more goodies.
Oh yeah, 7K Aslan trading card.
Yep.
And then Zion and Uja. Let's see where we at. 5,000. Oh yeah, you could totally get that next stretch goal.
Hopefully.
Whoop. Went right by it. Yeah, for the Aslan trading card. Yeah. So, who are you? Do you know who you're using for printing? Is it going to be here in the States? Are you going to be? So
for the t-shirts.
For the book, book itself.
Okay, so for the t-shirts, it's on my local. But for the book, I think I'm using Comics Wellspring.
Comics Wellspring.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Not super familiar with them, but I've heard the name. What's up, Rick Salient? Thanks for coming to hang out.
What's up, Rick?
And you said you're going local for the t-shirts.
Yeah, for the t-shirts, because
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
like
looked
that.
at some other prices that weren't local, and it was way too much. Like I would, yeah,
Shipping will eat you alive,
yeah,
honestly. You know, and if you're having them shipped to you so you can fulfill, you know, you might as well do local. That way you can at least just go pick them up. You
yeah.
know, and you're supporting a local business, man. I am all about supporting local businesses. You know, if you can help the businesses around you, then heck yeah, do it.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, used to work for a screen printer.
Yeah.
You know, so I know what it takes to you know to have to make this stuff, and I always appreciate really cool screen printed shirts.
Mhm.
I mean, I mean, obviously, kind of got this thing going on here today, but I don't know. I like the design of t-shirts. I don't know. I love graphic tees. It's always been something that I've enjoyed. So it's cool to see merch in a campaign, and like I said, I love it that you're using a local printer for them. You know.
Mhm.
Yep. I think Anthony Figueroa did that as well when he fulfilled God's Hand, because I have a God's Hand T-shirt that I absolutely love, and I think he said he went local, and his boy hooked it up. Yeah, did a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and
you
I kind of
dropping
want
by.
to see like I kind of want to get some proofs first of the
Yeah.
t-shirts, and I just figured if I did it with somebody that was far away, it would just take too long.
Mm.
And I don't want to be like, I don't want to my first like campaign to have to push the date back, you know, like fulfillment
Right.
dates. Yeah,
Yeah. So you want to just be able to say, hey, here's my first campaign, and look, fulfilled on time and to high quality.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's exciting. Lola, I don't know if you're watching. Look, hoodie. You can get a hoodie.
Yeah, you probably if you live in Florida, you probably don't need a hoodie.
It's man, I've got a few coats that I look at fondly, and there might be like 1 or 2 days a year that I actually get a chance to like wear one of them. But yeah, no, it's I mean a long sleeve shirt, and usually have to push the sleeves up because it gets a little warm.
Yeah.
I mean every so often it'll get cold. Not real cold, but
a bit chilly.
Yeah, chilly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what else do we need to know about Aslan's Awakening?
So from this project, like 10% of all I make goes to helping out a kid go to school in Haiti.
Awesome. Heck yeah. That is definitely something that we needed to know about the project. That is awesome, dude.
Yeah, I honestly at first I didn't want to put it in the page.
Right.
I just felt like people would just think like, like
yeah.
I just didn't want people to think negatively about it, but
right.
It is what it is.
No, I mean it's something that you're doing for you, and it would happen regardless of whether you told anybody about it or not.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. All right. Do you guys have any questions in the chat? See, Flying Feline agrees. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions out there? So I'm curious. Are there other stories that you have outside of this one, but still in this same world? Like, is there something going on over here while this is happening here?
Yeah. So all of this is pretty much happening on one continent.
Okay.
Right? So there's other ones. There's like I think I'm gonna make 4, right?
Okay.
And I'm actually creating a character in another one that has his journey going on in that continent, but he's gonna be coming over to get the crown for personal reasons to fix things on his.
Okay.
Yeah.
So got a little bit of a Game of Thrones thing going on as well.
Yeah. So some of the inspirations were like Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Dragon Ball Z.
Nice.
Those were, and then the what was it that I say was the show I told you in the beginning from Princess Mononoke.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. So it's all those combined into one.
That's awesome. That's a pretty good mix, man. It's a pretty exciting mix of stories, you know.
Yep.
You know, so it's going to be a lot of adventure, just a dash of political intrigue.
Yeah. It's a lot
hey, Mrs. Good Stuff, how you doing? Thanks for coming to hang out. What's up, Pops? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming to hang out.
Pops gave me a lot of good advice.
Pops is awesome. He's been doing this. He's been doing this for a little bit, you know. Yep, he's been doing this for a little bit, you know, talking to a lot of people. When you talk to as many people as Pops does, you know, you hear a few things, you see a few things, you know. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions out there in chat land? Because otherwise we will. This is awesome. This would definitely make a good poster.
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna write like you have to win the battle within on it.
Well, I mean the balance for him, you know, between the order and the chaos. It's kind of like the old proverb, like the light wolf and the dark wolf. You know, which one gets stronger, whichever one you feed.
Yep.
You know, the order or the chaos. You know, so it's that adds a very unique bend to their powers. You know, it's all about the balance.
And then so like Zion, I think his thing was. What did he have? So anyway, you gotta pretty much find a balance, right? And some of them, it's like, if you could lean more to one side, like the sin side, so gluttony and temperance, right? So he could lean more towards gluttony and become, you know, like very powerful, because the gluttony doesn't just have to be food, right? Like it could be like like in his case, Zion is very like ambitious, like he really wants to earn the crown so he could keep humanity safe. Right. So that's his gluttony. Like he wants to be better and better and better so he could defeat any foe that's in his way. But he has to learn to rest, you know, to like chill and just like let his body heal and stuff like that. So so he has to. Yeah,
I mean, gluttony can be avarice. It can be, you know, desire for power. You know, Awesome. So so Zion isn't necessarily. I mean, they've got their own goals. This guy is really the only. He's kind of the bad guy. He's kind of your villain.
Yeah. So he's the villain, but when you learn why he's the villain, it's like I feel like you'll understand. Like, yeah, I might have done the same things if I was him. You know, like so in the story, I kind of didn't want. Like I didn't want there to be like one bad guy, because even the people that's good guys, they're gonna do things in the stories that's like, wow, that's messed up, you know, like and that's why the evil is not born, it's thought thing, like is his like that's the quote I have for him, because he wasn't always like that, like things happened to him that made him become who he is.
Okay, very cool. Now the character designs themselves, is that you, or is that you and your artist like coming up with the various character designs, or did you have these characters in your head?
Yeah, so I kind of just had them. Like, I just had them in my head, and then except for Gaia, I just kind of like looked up references of Gaia and just kind of like made her.
Okay.
Right, and then in the Ujda as well, like I kind of just made the Ujda, but all the other ones were characters I built when I was little, and I just added them all to this.
Very
so
cool.
I've had this story in my mind for as long as I could remember. Yeah, that's why
that's awesome.
That's why I have 17 issues planned out, because I've been thinking about it forever.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. You know, that's actually usually one of the questions that I ask is, how long has this story been percolating in your head? And so it's been percolating in your head for a long time.
For a long time. Actually, at a point, Draken, the bad guy, was the good guy. Like when Like when I would tell stories, he was the good guy. But then I was like, you know what? He would make a good bad guy. And then I made Aslan, who was a bad guy, the good guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's funny how stories evolve as we get older. You know,
Yeah.
especially if it's a story that we've had for a while, and you know, perspective changes as we age, and you know, get an idea of things. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Miss Good Stuff says my gluttony is French fries and ice cream.
It's all of us. All of us.
What's up, Devil Flyer? Thanks for coming to hang out. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is exciting, man. So how did you find? The first artist left, and you got your new artist, and just been rolling forward ever since.
Yeah.
How far along are? Well, I mean, you're gonna try to fulfill in December, so you're just about done then, yeah?
Yeah, we have like 3 more pages to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have 3 more pages, and hopefully they're done by next week.
Rock and roll, man.
2
That's
weeks.
great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, got the team rolling.
Yep. So do you know any good printers like besides Comics Wellspring? Because that's the one I like. It seems like everybody is telling me to use.
Well, I mean, if that's what you're hearing, then that's good. Go with that one. I haven't heard anything recently. You know, I've heard good things about Mix'em. I've heard a lot of bad things about Mix'em. You know, I do know that getting printed, you know, here in the States is probably better, especially if you're fulfilling yourself, just so you can get the books to you, so you can then send them out. You know, if that's what you're doing, because you know, shipping is a tenuous thing going in and out of the country. It seems. Yeah. But yeah, I would. I mean, I'm sure. Talk to Pops. I don't know if you've talked to Shay and Sai over at Red Valkyrie. You know, yeah. Talk to them. You know. Talk to, you know, anybody else that's gotten anything printed recently. You know, like I said, I know that some people have used Mix'em and it's been good, and I know other people have used it and they've had issues. So, yeah. All right, guys. You got anybody got any questions out there? Any questions about the book? You know, before we go ahead and wrap this one up. Take a look at the interior artwork here. Love the colors.
That's kind of what got me, like, drew me to like wanting to work with him, because I seen his Instagram and I love the colors, like. And I like working with people that like they show you like they want your stuff to be good. It's not just like a job that they're not just drawing it. Hey, here. It's like they're showing you like I want this to succeed just as much as you do.
Yeah, they're in it to win it. You know, they've got skin in the game. You know,
I'm like, dude, your name is gonna be on the book too. Like your name's gonna be like artist. You want people to look at it and like, yeah, I'm not gonna hire him, or like, yeah, he did a good job here, and I'm gonna hire him.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, if you're gonna do a job like this, you do your best, man. Like, have fun with it. I mean, and this is a fun concept, so why not like put that? Well, see, that's the thing about being in this scene, is that you're building something here. This isn't just working for corporate schlock comics, creating a character that they're going to use and then puppet around later on. No, this is something you own. This is yours. Yeah. All the more reason to put all of that energy, all of that effort into it. You know, maximum effort. Yep. Damn, you had to be specific. Yes, I did. I knew somebody out there would be asking questions not related to the book. Yeah. Flying Feline says, no, but it looks fantastic. Yeah, the colors are great. The book looks really good, and we'll be fulfilling in January, you guys. So go ahead and jump on it. The link is in the description. Rick Saylor also popped the link in the chat a little bit ago, right there, so you guys can find it. Go check it out. Back one of these amazing tiers. Get this book because it looks fantastic. If you guys don't have any questions, is there anything else you want to say about the book before we take off?
No, I think we kind of covered everything.
All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. I appreciate you coming. It's always fun to talk comics, and yeah. Let's see if I can actually do this without messing it up, because I started the show chaos, but let's see if we can end the show without the chaos. So thanks everybody, appreciate you guys coming to hang out, and we will see you later. Peace.